So today's topic is taking over a mortgage. I've gotten this question in so many different ways, so many different times over the years, so I figured it's about time to do an updated video regarding this topic. And primarily it comes down to if you've inherited a property or somebody's passed away and you're not on the loan, most people want to know, what do I do from here? What are my rights and what are my options? And then on the other side of those questions I get is if somebody wants to get removed from a loan, how do I remove myself from a loan? How do I remove somebody else from a loan? What rights and options do I have in that situation? So I'll answer all that for you in today's video. Make sure you like and subscribe, and thanks for watching. All right, so taking over a mortgage. So I'll start with what happens if you're not on the current loan. Now keep in mind, this does not apply to reverse mortgages. Reverse mortgages are a whole nother animal. So if there's a reverse mortgage on a property that you inherited, you need to contact me or someone right away to kind of walk you through what options you have there. But on a forward mortgage, you're basically considered a successor in interest. A successor in interest is somebody who is the legal owner of a property but not obligated on that mortgage. Well, good news for you is there's been plenty of laws that have been passed that give you all the same rights and protections that the person on that mortgage had. So the loan terms cannot change and will not change. There's no acceleration clause where you have to pay it off or sell it or anything like that. And basically, if you are having a hardship making that payment on the loan you took over, you have the right to apply for a modification just like the person on that mortgage did. So what you have to do is you have to contact the servicer and you have to let them know you are the successor in interest, and you have to provide them whatever legal documents you have that prove that. Once they have that information and they've reviewed it and they've said it's acceptable, at that point you have access to every piece of information on that loan just like the person who was on the loan did. It's not going to report on your credit still, but if you want to refinance it, let's say you want to do some cash out, you want to do some remodeling, you want to pay off some debt, you want to just lower the rate and payment, you'll have all those rights as the successor in interest to refinance it based on your credit and income and all that. If you want to sell the property, if you want to apply for a modification, basically at that point, again, you're going to have all the rights that the person on that mortgage did. So that's great news, and hopefully that answers that question for you. So if you're actually already on the mortgage, the second part, if you're on the mortgage and you want to remove somebody, the unfortunate news is you can't. You cannot just remove somebody from a loan without refinancing that loan, paying that loan off, selling the property, something to that effect. And the bad part about that is if somebody else is responsible or somebody else is on that loan and so are you, even if you have a court order, if you've been divorced and the judge says, you know, you got Mary and John, you know what, you're responsible for this property, it's yours, you know, you're gonna pay Mary $50,000 of the equity, but it's your obligation and it's your property, you're responsible for it. Well, unfortunately for Mary, she's still on that loan. So if John misses payments, even though the court said it's his debt, it's his responsibility, and Mary's off the hook, if John misses payments, it's still gonna affect your credit. So you're still on the hook, unfortunately. The only way to get removed from a loan is to refinance or sell the property. That's basically it. Or you could ask the judge, if the judge is awarding a debt to somebody else and you're no longer supposed to be obligated on paper. Again, if you're on the credit, if you're on the loan, it's still going to impact you. So you might want to ask the judge to also order that they refinance within a certain amount of time and they get you off the loan, because until that happens, you're still obligated on that loan, even though you have a court order or whatever legal means saying you're not. The credit's different. It will still impact you on your credit, whether payments are made on time or not on time, because you did originally sign saying you were agreeing to that debt. So just so you know, that's how it works. It's not fortunate, you know, that you're stuck with it, but again, your options at that point are to refinance or sell the home. But if you have more questions on the successor in interest topic, simply Google it. You'll see plenty of information and resources out there regarding the rights you have, but it is pretty straightforward. Again, you're gonna have all the rights as the person on that loan did. So that's it for today. Make sure you like and subscribe for more mortgage and real estate news you can use on your real estate journey towards buying, refinancing, or building your real estate empire. Thanks again.